Hey, hey, hey. How are you today? My name's John Bush, and today I'm going to talk to you about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency with some exciting news that Bitcoin just passed the market cap of cryptocurrency is now worth more than the market cap of JPMorgan Chase, the world's largest bank. In your face, Jamie Dimon, who recently said Bitcoin was a fraud. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why Bitcoin is so valuable, and we're going to talk about how you get into Bitcoin. So once again, for those of you just joining us, the big news is the cryptocurrency market cap, overall market capitalization, which is the number of coins in supply times the price of each coin, and in total that equals the cryptocurrency market cap, the cryptocurrency being Bitcoin along with all of the alternative cryptocurrencies, how that surpassed the market cap of JPMorgan Chase. And of course, JPMorgan Chase's market cap is calculated by the number of shares of their stock times the price of that stock. Kapow! Kratom is the best, my friend says. Yes, indeed, especially if you get it from Brave Botanicals, mybravebotanicals.com, that accepts Bitcoin, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. Okay, so the cryptocurrency market cap overall is $386 billion, of which $11.329 billion is Bitcoin. Wow. That's incredible. Is that right? Is Bitcoin that small of a share? Bitcoin, 386 billion is the market cap, and Bitcoin, oh, I'm sorry, that's the volume. That's the volume for today. Of course, it's way higher. Let's see, the market cap for Bitcoin is 228 billion. It's always what they teach you in public school, right? If the numbers don't match up, then it's not right there. So, holy shit, there's $11 billion worth of Bitcoin being traded today. That's incredible. This is major liquidity, which only serves to further legitimize Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Okay, so let's look up the market cap just to confirm this, because I saw it on a CNBC. But let's look it up ourselves. Market cap of JPMorgan Chase. So I'm just going to bask in this for a little bit, and then I'm going to tell you why Bitcoin is so valuable, innovative, and hopefully, if you understand that, you will be encouraged to get involved. And I want to also point out that it's never too late to get involved. Okay, here we have New York Stock Exchange, market summary, JPMorgan Chase & Co. $104 a share. Okay, so the overall market cap for JPMorgan Chase is $364 billion, and the overall market cap for cryptocurrencies is $386 billion. And it's only going up. So, here is a prediction. I predict that the overall market cap of cryptocurrencies will equal 1 trillion or greater probably by the end of Q2 2018. I think that's could even be a conservative estimate. Of course, it takes a whole lot of value and wealth to put over half a trillion dollars into a market, but I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency just may be able to get it done. Okay, so why is cryptocurrency so valuable? What's taking place? First of all, I want to point out that this recent price action in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general is in large part being driven by speculation and people's desire to make money. That being said, the true value and utility for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general does exist, and it's a major thing. So I'm going to break it down really quick, and hopefully this will not turn into an hour-long video like that's been happening as of late. 30 minutes to an hour. It'll be much less than that. Okay, so here's why Bitcoin's so valuable. Because we have a problem. The world has a problem. The world has a central bank problem and a government money problem. In fact, the world has a government problem. Government is the biggest obstacle to human flourishing in existence. In my opinion, and government does money really terribly. Central banks do money really terribly. In the United States of America, we recently experienced a housing crisis, a speculative asset bubble back in 2007, 2008, 2009. That bubble popped and caused massive losses in the markets. People's businesses were toppled, life savings wiped out. It had cascading effects globally. The European Union and the British central banks are all over leveraged. Cyprus had all sorts of issues. Puerto Rico's been having issues. Everyone's having issues, and they have been having issues because the way that things are done now in mass, it's actually not the way things are done now. Things are done differently now with cryptocurrency, and you have the choice and the option to decouple yourself from the existing institution, which is based on fraud and corruption and coercion. Fraud, corruption, coercion. Can we come up with a C word for fraud, collusion? I don't know. Complicity. Tangent. Fraud, corruption, and coercion. The existing legacy financial institution is based on that. Central banks create money and credit out of nowhere. And like philosopher kings of finance are expected to be trusted to create interest rates, increase the money supply. That's how it works. That's how it's worked. The extra money and credit is created out of thin air based on the whims of bureaucrats. That doesn't work. Additionally, you have fractional reserve banking, which when new money is created, let's say $1 is created by the United States Federal Reserve Bank, that $1 can be leveraged 10 times or more. That's fractional reserve banking. So when banks and commercial lending institutions receive new money from the Federal Reserve Bank through the Department of Treasury, they can then lend out 10 times as much money, creating even more new money and credit, which is inflationary, takes away value. These people get it wrong. After all, they're human beings. How arrogant for them to believe that they can analyze and be intelligent enough to, more so than the market, than the free market. They make mistakes, they make errors, greed and cronyism is involved, and their friends get bailed out. This creates a, a moral hazard when all these banking institutions and Wall Street, they know that they could potentially get bailed out, and they know that the money, the discount window is spinning and the money is extremely available. This has led to this massive problem that we're in now, not to mention the national debt, deficit spending. It's out of control. It doesn't work. On top of that, you have like HSBC laundering money for the drug cartels. You have Wells Fargo getting busted recently, where higher ups were just manipulating the ones and zeros in people's bank accounts and taking their money. That doesn't work. So that's the problem that we all have as people in the Western world and people using the central banking BS system. It's a problem. Everyone's starting to see it. Many people began to see it after the bailouts. That's a thing people talk about. Trump's policies seem to be benefiting the economy here in the States, but the problem still exists. Overinflated, massive bubbles, massive debt, entitlement programs that can't be paid for. That's a problem. What is at the root of that problem? The root of that problem is trust or lack thereof. The people no longer, the entrepreneurs, capitalists, are losing faith and trust in the United States Federal Reserve System and in the legacy way of doing things altogether, which is central banks, inflating currency, creating money out of thin air, fractional reserve bank, over-leveraging, discount window, bailout to buddies, manipulating interest rates, you name it. The Keynesian shit doesn't work, and it's caused and been responsible for all sorts of depressions and recessions and terrible, terrible business cycles. It's a lack of trust. People are beginning to see that. So if you're an investor, if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you recognize that, wow, whenever there's big problems, there's an opportunity to make money by providing solutions to those problems. Okay, so what's the solution? More government oversight? Yeah, no, that's more of the problem. I hate to sound like Ronald Reagan, but government is the problem, not the solution, right? So what if I told you there was a solution to the problem of having to trust a third party to do the business of money. And that solution is called cryptocurrency. This is why Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is so valuable right now and so damn important, and essentially represents a massive shift, a total innovation, a paradigm shift on how societies, cultures, civilizations, and even governments do money. Money is it's a foundational part. I know there's like resource-based economy folks out there and gift economy people. That's fine and well, but if you're going to have a commanding heights style global economic system, ideally it's not manipulated and hierarchical, coercively hierarchical. But if we are to have global trade, money is foundational. If you are to have capitalism or any type of market economy whatsoever, money is foundational. Everybody deals in money, right? So here we have a way of doing money better, solving the original problem, having to trust a third party. Cryptocurrency is trustless. And that's it, like right there. Why is cryptocurrency valuable? How does Bitcoin give value? It's just ones and zeros. There's no gold, and like there's all these sound money conservatives and like old school people that are like, they're like into Ron Paul and audit the Fed type shit, and they have a base understanding of Austrian economics, but they're like, it's not real, I can't hold it, therefore it doesn't have value, completely neglecting the fact that Ron Paul and Ludwig von Mises were all into the subjective theory of value. Bitcoin is valuable and has utility because it's a trustless currency. What does that mean? Well, in order to ensure the integrity of the financial exchanges and the accounting and the public ledger of who has what money, who should rightfully have what money, with Bitcoin, you don't have to trust another human being, government, corporation, or entity in order to have faith that you, in fact, are going to have the crypto that you're supposed to have, and that the person sending you value, they rightfully have that value as well. That is incredible. That is revolutionary, evolutionary, brand spanking new, never before. And this is, so if you're like waiting on the side, you don't understand what Bitcoin is, understand this, and this is why you should get involved, because never before throughout the course of human civilization has there been a trustless, decentralized institution that enables people to exchange value on a global scale. And that is fucking huge, not only in and of itself, intrinsically huge, but when you couple that with the BS and the crises and the economic turmoil and the lack of faith that everyone is having in the existing institution, the existing way of doing things. That combination, $13,000 plus Bitcoin, $386 billion market cap and growing. Huge, huge, huge. And as an anarchist, it's so awesome and insightful and gives me so much great hope for the future prospects of liberty on this planet to watch a decentralized, non-hierarchical, anarchist institution function. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's had growing pains. That's the reason why it currently costs $4 to send a transaction if you want it to be concluded in the next block or so. It's not supposed to work that way. That's how it's working now. It won't always work that way. It'll improve, but it's like a decentralized global institution. And we're witnessing how problem solving and consensus building and decisions get made. This is new shit, man. This doesn't happen. It happens in small groups where people have consensus process and they have these new innovative ways of doing things. The work of Bob Podolsky with the octalogs. But on a global fucking scale, exchanging value and creating contracts and decentralized applications, this has never been done before. And it's getting done now. And you have a chance to be a part of it. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. It's estimated that 4 million of those or more are already burned or frozen in accounts. That's 17 million. That's a finite thing. And everybody's getting their piece of it right now. They're like, give me my piece, carve your piece away. And for the longest time, I've been telling people to get yourself to the left of the decimal. Back when Bitcoin was like 400, 500, 1200, 2000. Do what you can to get yourself to the left of the decimal. What do I mean by that? Don't have 0.2 Bitcoin, 0.89 Bitcoin. Get yourself a whole Bitcoin. It's going to get harder and harder to do that. Your $1 is going to continually buy less and less Bitcoin. Get yourself to the less than decimal point. You still can. So that's it in a nutshell. That's what I wanted to convey. Bitcoin's market, cryptocurrency's market cap is now 386 billion. It's worth more than JPMorgan Chase, the world's largest bank. Bitcoin is extremely valuable and innovative because it's trustless money. We have a big problem with trusting financial institutions and governments these days, and Bitcoin solves that problem through decentralization, through not having to rely on a third party to verify the authenticity of the transactions that are taking place and verify the accounting that's taking place on the public ledger. Let me see if I can explain how that happens really quick without it getting too convoluted and long. Bitcoin, the technology behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is called the blockchain. Blockchain is a decentralized, distributed public ledger that's basically a digital file that's, I don't know, like 50, 60, 70 gigs by now, that has an entire accounting of every single transaction that's ever taken place on the Bitcoin network. Those transactions and those accountings are corresponding with public addresses, which is basically like your Bitcoin account. It's like your checking account number. Those public addresses have corresponding private keys, which is the encrypted key code that you need in order to access the crypto on that public address. So how Wells Fargo does it is they have big servers and massive server houses, and Wells Fargo Incorporated tells you how much money you have in your account. How many, through ones and zeros, of course. And for all the people that are like, Bitcoin's not real, how could it possibly be valuable? Dollars are more safe. Like 90% of the US dollars are ones and zeros. They don't even exist. They're not real. Okay, so Wells Fargo has that account, and that gives Wells Fargo the ability to go in and say, oh, I'm going to send $20 from all these people's account to my account, which they did. Wells Fargo, one of the biggest banks in the world, was fraudulently stealing people's money. You can't trust Wells Fargo. You can't trust the politicians. You can't trust the central banks. Who can you trust? Mathematics. Huh? Okay, so Bitcoin. So there's the public ledger at Wells Fargo. It can be manipulated. Bitcoin's public ledger is distributed across all of these computers called nodes. And every single one of these computers, in addition to the mining computers, which use immense computing power to verify the transactions that take place on the network, they are all in consensus as far as who owns what Bitcoin and who sent what Bitcoin and who received what Bitcoin. It's a massive decentralized consensus. A block only gets added to the blockchain if it's considered to be true and valid. How is it considered to be true and valid? Well, they go based on if the person that sent you Bitcoin within that particular block, a 10-minute period, did they receive it legitimately and validly? Well, how do we find that out? Well, let's take a look at the most recent input to their public address. Well, how can we be sure that that one was legit? Well, let's go on down the blockchain until the very beginning of the coin being minted. That takes place every single time you send a transaction, and it does so in a decentralized, distributed way, with all of these different computers agreeing that that next block that's getting added is truthful, legit, and valid. It's an innovative way to verify transactions and to have an authentic accounting of who owns what Bitcoin that's done with integrity, and you don't have to trust a corporation, company, or government in order to do that. That's why Bitcoin's valuable. That's why Bitcoin's incredible. That's why you should consider acquiring Bitcoin. But don't acquire more than you're willing to lose, because while I think it's far more likely that Bitcoin will go from 13,000 to 100,000 than it is that Bitcoin will go from 13,000 to $13, in my humble opinion. Okay, so I've included a couple links here on the description. I do one-on-one crypto consultations, one-on-one cryptocurrency consultations, where I will help you to get set up with a cryptocurrency wallet that's safe and secure, safe from hackers, more importantly, safe from your own user error. I'll show you how to buy Bitcoin. I'll step you through it, hold your hand through it, because while it's getting easier, and Coinbase makes it pretty easy, it's still kind of complex and convoluted, and there are ways that you could mess it up. Conversely, there's ways that you could do it solid and correctly, and you could be 100% certain. Well, 99.999999999999% certain that that Bitcoin is going to remain safe and secure. So the value proposition that I see for people that are anticipating spending more than $1,000, whether at once or over the course of months on cryptocurrency, pay $50 to $100, get an hour or two, and I'll make sure that that investment is protected and safe so you can realize all the gains and you won't have to lose any of that crypto. And then secondly, I have a little ad there. It has a referral link to Coinbase. Coinbase is probably the simplest way for you to buy Bitcoin. You can buy it with credit cards or you can link your checking up account. I should say, however, they recently turned over a bunch of information of those customers that purchased more than $20,000 worth of Bitcoin to the IRS. So be aware. But if you're talking about doing things above board when it comes to your crypto, Coinbase is definitely the easiest way to get set up with some of the smallest fees out there. So that's it. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, market cap, worth more than JPMorgan Chase. That's cause for celebration. Bitcoin's worth like 13,000. Well, I wanted to say this at the onset. I think I should do this in almost all my videos. See that Bitcoin magazine right there from March 2013? Bitcoin rises again. Everyone was celebrating. Oh my God, Bitcoin's going to the moon, baby. Can you guess what the price was? Anybody in March 2013? $34. One Bitcoin, $34. Put the line through it. What's the price of Bitcoin today? Like $13,500. Wow. I also went back and researched the last time I did a video with the title, like, for those of you that think you missed the boat on Bitcoin, I'm here to tell you the sails are yet to be set. In fact, we haven't even finished the boat. That was October 26th when I did that video. October 26th of this year, and I'm telling everyone, guys, I know you think it's too late. I know you think the price is just through the roof, but I'm telling you, it's not too late. The price is going to keep going up. People are like, oh, I don't know. It's way more than it's ever been. The price on that day was $5,800. October 26th. I'm going to keep doing these videos, and people are going to continue to be like, I don't know about that stuff. It's just kind of weird. I waited when I could still mine computer on a laptop, and I would have been shelling out 50 Bitcoin at a time. Cat wanted me to get involved, and I thought, I don't know about Bitcoin. I'm going to take the time to research and figure it all out. And then price shot up, and then it was like $40 a Bitcoin when I actually had some money to buy, and I was like, I'm going to wait for it to go back down to 20. You know? I thought I missed the boat. You haven't missed the boat. We are yet to realize the true utility of Bitcoin. So it's $13,670 right now. Wow. Yes, part of this price action is due to speculation. Could be some tendencies of a bubble. There is going to be a market correction. You do not see vertical gains like that for consecutive days, for consecutive weeks, without some sort of correction. What is that correction? Does that mean, oh, Bitcoin's doomed, like all the headlines say? No, it's how markets work. People buy into Bitcoin, buy in, price continues to go up. People are like, man, I don't know when the top's going to hit. Maybe they see a little bit of technical analysis, you know, like a falling star. They see a cap out. Looks like the trend's going to reverse. They sell and take profit. More sellers enter the market. People are buying in. People are selling. The price goes down because people offloaded all that volume. And then what do you think happens now? People that have been waiting in the wings for the dip, they go in. More buyers. It's a buyer's market. More demand. The price goes back up. This is how markets work. And Bitcoin, with its utility yet to be fully understood by the general public, is only going to go this way. But you better hold on for the ride, my friends. There's a meme that says, look at that. There's a meme that says, I'm like tripping out of my hand here. Wow, man, look at the waves. There's like tracers behind it, bro. For those who can't handle the 20% losses, you don't deserve the 6,000 or 600% gain. So get your Bitcoin and hold on for dear life. And if the price ends up dropping 10% a week after you buy in, or 20% a week after you buy in, don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as an opportunity to buy more for less than you did before and to strengthen your position. John Bush, Peace and Freedom. We can talk about all this stuff and more in one-on-one consultations. You can register for one there. And if you haven't bought Bitcoin yet, please use my referral link there. Get set up with Coinbase and start buying Bitcoin. Quick pro tip, Determine how much you can buy every month. How much can you afford to lose? Check out your income. Okay, let's see. My income, I think I could probably stretch like $200 a month to invest in cryptocurrency. Okay. Set that money aside. Buy $200 a month every fucking third day of the month. Boom. If you want to watch the market, get your $200, watch for a 5%, 2.5%, 10% dip, and buy on that day. But just buy X number of Bitcoin every month, and if you've been doing that for the past few years, the past month even, you'd be making money. Quick tip, don't have to get too technical about it. Buy from Coinbase, sign up for a consultation, and peace and freedom. I love you. Bitcoin, watch it continue to gain. You don't have to be on the sidelines anymore. You can join the digital money revolution.